All right, hello. Welcome to another episode of The Stage Dive.
The most underrated tag team finisher in the world ever. And the most underrated podcast. Yes, sir.
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
Okay.
There it is.
All right. So let's jump into it. We missed the last couple of weeks because I was away.
We've been away, yeah.
Yeah, for 2 weeks I was home.
Yeah.
I talked about it yesterday that for the past 2 weeks I was home for 10 hours.
You're a visitor in your own home.
Yes, I was a visitor in my own home. I was away for 2 weeks, but here we are. We're back. And I did talk yesterday about the 2-week adventure I had. My journey of the PC and then the journey of us doing CAP, Brian's show, and then KNS, and then hanging out and doing ISPW and working Marcus and Aaron for Tommy Fierro. What I didn't mention was the tornado warning we had. I forgot about that.
Right.
While we were in Jersey.
35 years of doing this, and we've never had that happen.
Never had.
Until last Thursday.
So what happened was, you know, the sirens go off and we're like, all right, sirens are going off. Like, we're indoor, no big deal. There was a thunderstorm rolling through. We knew it was coming. But then all of a sudden they come in and they're like, oh no, you guys all have to go. They cleared out the locker room. And they said, you have to go out into the main area. So we go out to the main area where the ring was, and you look up, it's like one of those roofs, kind of like Tropicana Field in Tampa, it's like, you can kind of see it fluttering. Like, is it a real roof? Is it not a real roof?
Is it a fake roof?
Right. Does it retract off? Is it going to get ripped off? Yeah. So they basically moved us all into this one area. But the weird part about the one area, so it's all the wrestlers and all the fans, that were waiting for because this was literally what the show was supposed to start at 7:30, and this was at like 7:15.
They had a match in the ring.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like a pre-match match.
Like a dark match.
Yeah, like a dark match. So it was halfway.
It was a dark match for a non-TV televised show. Okay.
So
warm-up match.
Yes. So they were in the ring, and then they had to leave and come back to it. Pick up where they started.
I didn't know that.
I saw a video on Facebook about it. I saw when I was walking, I guess, into the locker room. Like, I saw the matches already started. And then we went into the back, and that's when they moved us to the other side. And I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to that match.
I don't know.
No,
I didn't even know that.
You were laying there.
Hopefully they just scratch it, because I mean, he blew through the matches. The match, like you would think, with it starting a half hour late, like we would have been there really late, but we weren't.
Yeah. No.
So it was.
No.
So the highlight of the locker room thing when they moved everyone over were those stupid guys as shot callers.
Yes.
So there's a tag team called the Shot Callers.
Yes.
They're
like 12,
about as thick as this pen. And they were handing out empty shot cups, the solo cups.
Solo shot cups.
And they were like trying to be entertaining.
Which I give them credit for. They were trying to keep the morale up.
I give them credit for being entertaining, but it was loud and echoey, and it was a little obnoxious.
Yes.
So it was one turnaround. There's a video of it too. The guy.
Yes, I saw that.
I turn around and I lit him up with a chop, and I think my fingers were welded on his chest for the rest of the evening.
Yes, I think it was too. But the thing about, if you're handing out shots, there has to be something in the cup.
Well, that's what I said to him too. I go, listen,
empty shot cup.
I said, back in the day, I said, this would have been us. I said, except we would have had bottles.
And we would have poured down.
Yes, we would have went to the concession stand and got bottles and been handing it out. Not
kids today.
Giving out empty cups.
Kids today.
Dick teasers.
What the hell?
Is there anything else from that week you would like to
I had a chance to see the kids. My granddaughter, which was great. Always a good time when we go up there. I thought our match was really good.
The match was great. I thought it was good. It was fun. I did watch it. Yes. Yeah. I watched.
So, I thought it was really good.
And I sent it to Marcus and Aaron.
With those two.
Yeah, I sent it. So I shared it yesterday on my podcast. So we worked Aaron Rourke and Marcus Mathers, who are both WWE ID guys.
Yes.
And I saw them the week before, and then we saw Aaron at Brian's show.
Yes.
But yeah, two great guys. I think both of them have tons of potential to get because they've gotten better in the last year and a half, I guess, that I've seen them at the PC.
What I was more impressed with than anything else, yes, their in-ring ability and stuff like that, but their attitudes. They're willing to do anything, try anything, and just their outgoing personalities, how they were, behind the doors and stuff like that. I thought that, sometimes today that goes farther than your in-ring ability. Sometimes we see that.
It's coachability.
It was
coachability.
Great. Yeah.
And I think
it was great with both of them.
So a couple of things with that. One is, as you know, Marcus's dad wrestles also.
Okay.
So the first, the last show, the first show we did in July, he wrestled his dad.
That's right.
He wrestled his dad.
That's right.
So there's probably big learning curve there.
Yeah.
Aaron's been around for a while, so there's a learning curve there. And then I think part of that culture could come from them going into PC as far as the coachability and being told what to do, because I know what they're told to do is what they're learning. At least what I tell them is that what you're learning here at the PC, when you go out into the real world now doing indies, you got to go out there, you got to do it out there, because you got to show everyone. Because if you're doing it just in that one spot, it's not going to do anything.
Right.
So you got to go out and do it. And then it lets other people know kind of what's going on and what to expect.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the cool parts about the ID program.
And you can see it. You can see it in both of them.
Yeah.
Very, very top-notch professionals. I enjoyed it immensely. So that was too. And I didn't have a dead body next to my hotel room this time.
Oh, that's exciting.
I don't know if I had told that story the first time.
I don't know. Yeah. You told me. I don't know.
But I was in a hotel room and there was a dead body that was in the room for 2 days, and they found it. I'm looking through the people watching it. Saw the body bag and everything. Not a very nice hotel.
Oh, that's what happens when you stay in the hood.
But yes. But Holiday Inns for now on.
Listen, you get what you pay. You get what you. It's like I tell
I did.
It's like I tell my clients, you get what you pay for.
Yes, I did.
They're like, well, I can get it cheaper over here, and I'm like, okay, well, good luck with that. Let me know how it works out.
I'll see you in 6 months.
Yes, exactly. Cool. All right. So there's a word that's been being used in promos at the end of promos quite often.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you about it. Is it being overused? Is it funny? No, listen.
Pew,
if
pew.
you're going to bring up the and the pew pew, I love the pew pew.
I love it. I think it's so funny just seeing
and that wasn't the word I was going through, but since you just wanted to interrupt and talk about it, I think it's hysterical when Jey Uso goes, or the other night, Jey Uso said, "Here's your warning shot, pow!" or bang, or whatever he yells. And Solo starts doing the Matrix. He starts doing the Matrix. Yeah. And Jimmy's like, "Why is he doing the Matrix?" Or Jay's like, "Why is he got to do the Matrix? Like, what are you doing?" And then he stands up. He's like, "Pew pew." And then when Solo started pulling out everyone else's catchphrases, so like funny. LA Knight's catchphrases, it was fun. Listen, there are pew pew shirts out now.
I saw he was wearing it.
I may have to get a pew pew shirt.
He was wearing it. So, what's the thing that they're saying at the end of the day?
You haven't noticed that?
No.
The end of promos now, the big thing is bitch.
Ooh.
Calling everyone a bitch. So it was Oba and Breakker did it. They both called each other a bitch.
Yeah.
They're using it on NXT now.
So do you think it could be the fact that they go, okay, you're allowed to say this on TV now, and now everybody's like, oh, I'm bitching everything. Like it's just a new thing that they're allowed to do.
I don't know, but to me, that'd be like me going out and starting a promo with, or ending a promo with, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" If someone's going to use it, fine. But in the end of every promo now, and then two guys working. Now there was one, can't remember who it was. They called him a bitch, and then at the end, it was like a mic drop bitch. Whoever did it back to him, and I went, "Oh, okay." That it made sense in how it was used,
right? But
just calling someone a bitch to call him a bitch, I'm sitting there going, "All right, it's being a little
redundant,
overused."
Yeah.
Can we get a little more creative with different words or something?
I can see that. I haven't noticed it, to be honest with you. But now it's going to be the only thing I hear because you just pointed that out. But I mean, I think it's like everything else. You get told they're allowed to do something, and then they just start overdoing it.
Possibly. I'm actually surprised on Netflix there hasn't been more. I've actually heard more cussing, I think, on SmackDown, which is on USA, than on.
Which is really weird.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because it's a But I have seen other TV shows on USA now saying shit and using different cuss words.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe just in general it's loosening up, but I don't know. I just think it's got certain spots have a meaning for it and other spots don't. And just ending a promo with "you're a bitch" or "okay, Natty used it on NXT.
Okay.
She called Jada Parker a bitch. That's the promo. That's the one I was talking about. Because Natty's working this program with Jada Parker, and on the pay-per-view Heatwave this weekend, they're doing a submission match, which should be pretty good. But Natty calls her a bitch, and just I know Natty's doing this badass shooter kind of gimmick, but she's the way her. I don't know how this is going to sound when I say it, but her voice is soft. She it sound harsh. So for her to be like, bitch, like with her voice, like it didn't come across as like real tough because then she kind of giggled. But Jada Parker,
kind of turned you on then.
So. No, it didn't turn me on at all. I don't even know why you would say that, but okay. But Jada Parker's got that hoodish attitude. And when she finished it and she's like, bitch, back to her, that's the one where I went, oh, that makes a little more sense than just because Natty kind of threw it out there. It seemed like out of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
See, she scares me more than Jada does. Now, just because of her history, I guess.
Her background.
Yeah. The dungeon and
but her appearance is softer. I think her appearance comes across a little softer, even though she doesn't want to. She's trying to come across as more of a badass. But I hear it in her voice. It's not her voice isn't that to me. Isn't that
voice?
Yeah. It's very soft and ladylike still. Yeah.
I'll have to watch that.
Okay.
Now that you say that, I'll have to look at that and see if I can find that promo.
Well, if you go to the CW and you put in NXT, it pops right up.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was on last week.
So it
shouldn't be hard to find.
It
shouldn't be hard to find. All right. So the other thing I have written down here, because I saw people talking about this, and I know it goes back to people thinking because there's not house shows and as many live shows anymore and stuff like that, are the injuries. So I have a list here of people that are out or injured, but still some are out and some are still like participating. Like Logan Paul, we know torn tricep.
Yeah,
he's been back though, like doing stuff. Rhea Ripley's still out. Who knows when she'll be back? Sami Zayn's got a broken hand, but he's still been doing his thing.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed, I think he'll be coming back soon from his torn bicep.
Can't wait for him to come back.
Piper is out for whoever knows how long. You got Brie Bella out now with a shoulder. You got Chelsea's eye.
Yep.
And then you have Cardona, who just blew his tricep.
Yeah.
So let me just stay on Cardona for a second. So I'm laughing at this.
Poor guy.
Well, no, I'm laughing at this because wait till you hear the timing of everything. Okay. So for me, 2022, I had this bicep reattached. 2022, Matt had his bicep done. 2024, I had this bicep on my right side reattached. In 2024, Matt had his pec fixed. 2026, I had this bicep done. In 2026, Matt now had his tricep done. And it's all like a month or two after mine.
Apart, yeah.
He needs to stop following me.
Exactly. What the hell? Jesus, Matt.
What are you doing?
Oh, shit, bro.
Right. I've already stolen the surgery every 2 year gimmick, tearing shit.
Yeah. I saw that and I felt bad.
I was texting him the other day. I actually texted him the other day and I said, hey, do you have surgery? And he's like, yeah, I just got done. I was like, oh.
Why'd you answer your phone? Yeah. Between him and her now, it's got to be the water that they're drinking or something. It's just bad luck.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not even saying it's bad luck. I'm just saying it is what it is. I think it's trying to get, people are trying to get more physical because they're preaching realism more now.
Okay.
So, how Chelsea got hit was just, it's a timing thing, a spin thing. And he just stepped in. It was like, when I worked Diesel and he left knuckle marks on my forehead when I stepped into it too much. I think a lot of it too is, again, social media. Like when someone in our day got hurt, you just didn't hear about it because they just took them off TV.
Yeah.
And there was a story of why they got written off TV, but you didn't know they were hurt.
Right.
So Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to get your opinion on, do you think it is? Because I don't think the lack of house shows has anything to do with it. I just think it's because if you see how Logan Paul got hurt, he fell or he tried catching somebody. Bronson Reed tried doing a save. Yeah. Chelsea just got hit. Bree, I think it was just a bump. I don't know how Sammy got hurt. And so I know I know Cardona was in a match, but I don't know how in the match he got hurt.
Me either, because I went back to that Friday night and watched his.
Well, he did it in main event.
Oh, he did.
He did it on the main event. He did it on the main event TV taping. They do it beforehand, kind of like we had Shotgun.
So, what you're saying is, it doesn't matter how many times these people are wrestling, they're missing something. Is it a timing thing? With the Chelsea thing, is it a timing? I can see Logan Paul. That could happen.
Well, Chelsea. So stay with Chelsea's thing while we're there. Okay. So Chelsea's thing is a timing thing, whether you're working every night or not.
Yeah.
Because the thing is JC Jane does that spin punch, the backhand spin.
Yep.
Chelsea could have came in a little bit too much as JC was turning, and I mean that could be whether you could work them every single night and never hit that the same way twice.
Right.
So it's not like you're taking a stunner the same way.
Yeah.
It's a spinning backhand to the head is what you're taking.
It's true. I mean, that's a valid point. And
Bronson Reed, he was breaking up a cover. My only thing with Bronson Reed's is, and we talked about this before, is we don't have to be so creative when we're breaking up a cover. Just break up the cover. And I know he was trying to get a little bit creative. I don't know if he was trying to pull him across. But
I think actually when he comes back, this time off is going to benefit him, because from what I've seen, he's gotten in tremendous shape, and he's going to be that much more of a force. I think. I'm excited for him to come back. But no, I can see what you're saying. But
like Logan Paul literally was on the floor catching somebody when he blew, and he fell down.
Right.
That has nothing to do with not having house shows. Right.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how Piper got hurt. Bree got hurt in the match, which happens. Matt got hurt in the match. I mean, and it's freaky stuff. Like all of my injuries were freaky stuff.
Yeah.
This one here, the left forearm that I did in 22 was playing kickball. Dove for a ball, landed, hyperextended it. My bicep up here was just wear and tear.
Yep.
If they say, oh, it's because there's no house shows. Well, all right, if you do a bunch of house shows, you're going to have wear and tear, and something's going to go faster. And then when I did this past bicep this past March, I did it getting in the ring.
That was a freak thing.
Yeah. But when they go in and they look at the MRI, they saw all the scar tissue and the tendonitis that was in there
from the wear and tear.
From the wear and tear. So if I didn't have all that wear and tear, maybe it doesn't pop. Maybe it just gets strained. So you don't know.
It's such a valid point, because I feel it can go each way. Now, if you're in the ring wrestling every night, does that
increase your chance of getting hurt?
It does.
In theory,
yes. Or does it strengthen these ligaments and stuff like that, and these tendons, that they become almost more resilient?
Hold on.
To an injury.
Hold on.
I'm reaching.
Hold on.
I'm reaching.
We were on the road 250 days a year.
Yes.
Do you think that helped your tendons get stronger?
It did not.
Okay, so then why would you even say that?
In that case, it's just like, logically thinking.
That's not logical at all.
You're working out a muscle.
That's muscles.
But
that's a tendon. It's different.
Is it an
attachment? The bicep tendon is attached to the bone. It's not attached to a muscle.
Okay.
So it's attached. So your bicep comes, like for me, I'll stick with comes down here. It's attached to the bone. And this one up here gets attached up here.
Yeah.
So the one on my right shoulder, when they had to reattach it, it was so frayed and so bad, they had to cut it and drill it into the bone down here. So they had to. So my bicep on my right side is actually shorter now. So the muscle side is one thing.
Yeah. So your point's more valid now. So it shouldn't matter how many times they're in the. I think the injury thing isn't due because of lack of wrestling. I think the timing stuff is lack of wrestling. You know what I mean?
Well, hold on. Yeah, no, stay with that. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the people watching and listening will not. So that's why you got to explain, what do you mean by the timing side?
So I think the timing side, like, I mean, I'm going to point to Javon Evans and Cass. Big Cass worked Monday night. The very beginning of that match, to me, looked very sloppy. It looked out of time with each other. Now, when we were on the road to 250 days a year, we would wrestle the same people pretty much all the time, week after week after week. So we could go into a TV and not have to worry about what we were doing or anything else. We do.
We knew where each other would be in the ring. So when we're doing, and let me explain that. So if Javon Evans is doing a thing, one of his flippity jumpity things off the top rope up to the ceiling and coming down from the catwalk, you know exactly. We would know exactly where the Godwins would be,
right,
or where we hoped Billy would be because he would actually take the move.
Right. Jesse would run.
Right. But we know there would be, and they knew where we were coming.
Right.
So that side of it makes sense. Yes.
So with that being said, if you're working somebody that you're not familiar with or in the ring with, does that increase your chances of being injured?
I think that could, if they don't know where to. But again, Logan Paul on the floor. Hold on, let's stick with Bronson Reed.
That was the
freaky thing. Freaky thing. Yeah. Bree. I don't know how she got hurt.
I remember it.
Rhea's knee. I mean, look what happened to your knee.
Yeah,
it's just one of those freaky things. But yeah, like if you're flying through the air and no one's there to catch you or they don't know how to catch you, yes, the timing of. But I didn't think doing the live shows, they call them now house shows back in our day.
Right.
Injury wise, as far as what I'm talking about, like Bronson and Logan and stuff like that, is a little different.
Yeah, that I agree with. I think no matter how many times you wrestle, you can have that one freak injury like that.
Because one of the things to compare to what you're saying is if you watch NXT,
right,
when those guys are doing their spots and they're flippity jumpity flying all over the place, they know where each other's going to be because they have a week or they have a few days at the performance center that they're working on it.
Okay.
When those guys go up to the main roster, they don't have that now. They don't have that. And basically, from what I've heard, and again, there's no judgment being passed here, it's just stuff that I've heard, is, well, first of all, you know how TV is for the most part. You get there and you find out what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you don't really have time to. We had time because we're on the road for 250 days working these guys.
Right.
The people now don't have that time because you get a couple hours and then they walk through the main parts in the ring. They do the rehearsals or whatever they do, and boom, they're out. So you don't have time to do all that. And then some of the older people are so used to, well, we know what we're doing. I'll see you out there. But the newer people coming in, they're not being trained to work that way.
Yes.
So it's different.
Yes.
That part's different.
Yep.
So Cass, I'm sure, Cass came up through NXT, but he hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah.
And then he was in AEW. So his thought process is probably way different than Javon's is at this point.
100%. And I'm sure they didn't have a ton of time to rehearse or go over stuff and things like that. And, for Cass's first match back, I don't know. I guess I kind of would have booked it a little different so he could get more, I guess, used to being back.
So I really didn't see it. Yeah. I told you I fast forwarded most through a lot of Raw only because of the timing aspect of trying to watch it because I had a kickball on Monday night. How was it booked, and tell me how it was booked?
So it was almost like a revenge match. Because I guess Big Cass came in a couple of weeks ago, and then
he's been beating up Javon. Yes.
So it was more like a fight in the very beginning, but it was awkward. It just looked very, very like the first beginning of it looked awkward.
What made it look awkward? Explain.
Just like everything, their timing, what were they doing.
What were they doing?
Javon
I'm trying to get you detailed here.
Javon, it's not gonna work. Javon was trying to do his flip stuff and everything else, and it almost looked like Cass didn't know where to be because he hasn't worked with him before, I'm sure. And like some of this stuff Cass was doing, it almost looked like Javon didn't know like what position to be in. All right. You'll have to watch just the first couple minutes of the match.
So with that being said, how would you have booked it differently then if you were producing that match and putting it together? what would you do differently?
It depends on what the storyline would have been afterwards.
Well, what was the storyline afterwards?
I don't know.
What was the end of the match?
I don't know. Cass went over.
Okay.
I would have done it more.
Do it this way then.
Backwards?
Do it this way. No. Go with the finish.
Okay.
Saying, okay, well, I don't know what's going to happen next week, but here's what happened this week. Do it the finish. And how would you book the beginning then compared on the finish?
I kind of probably would have booked it a little less for Javon. It would have been more of a beatdown for Big Cass. 8 years he's been gone. Looks phenomenal.
No, he looks great.
Has a great story behind him for all his personal stuff that he's been through and stuff like that. I would have had it more of a beatdown because his whole thing is I'm laying bodies. I came back to lay bodies. So I kind of would have booked it. He did the big boot for the finish, blah, 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 and everything else. I would have had Javon get over in the beginning with doing the minimum flippy stuff. Like it almost looked like you tried too many. And once the first one didn't work or it came off kind of rough, I want to say, I kind of wouldn't have kept going back to it. But it was almost like, hey, this is how it was written. This is what I have to do. But we didn't have stuff like that. If the beginning didn't work, we switched it up on the fly and just did what we thought would work next. I don't know. It was just so choppy. I would have liked to see more of Cass not selling because he's 7 foot, 6'9", however tall he is.
And you can't teach that.
And you can't teach that.
Had to throw it in there.
That's funny. I would have liked to see him be more aggressive and then instead of taking more stuff. If you're going to build him as a monster heel, which they need desperately.
Oh, they do. And maybe the thought process is that Cass was, and again, I don't know, so I'm just going off what you said, throwing this out there. We always come up with the mindset of if you're going over, you tend to do less in the match.
Yes.
And maybe the storyline going into the match was Javon getting beat up, so let him get some revenge and then lose.
Right.
But and again, I didn't see it, so I don't.
Too like the flippy stuff at the beginning. It just looked awkward.
So was it? Let me ask you this, because this was a question I had with one of the guys when I was at the PC doing Evolve. He does this spot, and I'm not going to say who it is, but he does it. I want to try to describe the spot so it doesn't give away who it is. So I'm going to change it. So he does. He jumps all over the place. So let's say, for instance, I'll use this example because I tell everyone realism. Pretend like you're in a bar fight.
Right.
I said, if you're in a bar fight and you knock a guy down and he gets up and he comes running at you, yes, you may at first like jump in the air to get out of the way. And again, I'm trying to keep it entertainment wise also.
Yeah.
So let's say someone comes running at you, you leapfrog in the air and they go down. Are you going to stand there and look behind you and wait for them to charge at you again and do a backwards leapfrog and then have them hit the ropes and then do a drop down and do something else? Or if you're in a real fight, comes charging at you, you're like, oh shit, you're caught. You're going to jump up in the air and then you're going to turn around. What are you going to do? You're going to beat the shit out of them.
Exactly.
So I guess I bring that up because my point is with Javon, if he was trying to get revenge on Big Cass, was he just worried about doing all kinds of spots instead of just let me do one to like almost look like I'm getting out of the way, realism, look like I'm getting out of the way,
100%.
and then let me take his knee out.
100%.
And then when he's down, I can do another flip on top of him
100%.
because, okay,
yeah.
that makes sense then.
That's dead on. What you just described is how, because Javon's not 7'2".
No.
So he
and
should have.
And he's 180 pounds.
And he should have got over on one of them and then taken out a body part, like a leg to make him shorter
with the big boot. It's why his boot being a finisher
to do that. Yeah, but it was more. They spent a lot of time on the outside, buried the ref, because I could have counted to 100. How much time that they were out? Because you know how he was in the timekeepers. Big Cass was in the timekeeper spot, and you know how Javon goes around the ring and then runs and flies and stuff like that. Well, he did that very methodically, very, very slow. And did all that, and then looked at him and goes, now I'm going to whip your ass, boy. And just started like, but it was another 20 seconds of just punches after punches after punches after punches. And then even it's going to think, you're going to think I'm nitpicking. Even like the throw back into the ring looked weird. They didn't look like they were in sync. They didn't have the chemistry together.
Well, maybe it wasn't. I mean, the chemistry is one thing. And again, I didn't see it, so I don't know. But
God, you got to watch
the way it sounds to me is sense of urgency on Javon's part, just to try to beat the shit out of him without the theatrics.
Right.
It's almost like, yes, his moves and move set and everything. Yes, you can get that in certain spots, but the spots he did it didn't make sense for the story of the match.
Right.
Okay. That makes more sense to me that way.
And once you see it and remember what we're talking, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is yeah.
And the person that I was talking about with the up and down and all that stuff, he looked at me and he goes, oh, that makes sense. Because they were in who he was working in the match I was working with, they were in this mini little feud going on. And I don't want to give up too much details because of the way Evolve taping goes, but they were in this little thing going on with a couple of other people involved. And I was like, listen, you guys have been doing this for like 3 or 4 weeks on TV. Like, why would you? And he was like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's just the story of how the match was being told.
Yeah. It just, I wanted to see for Cass's first match, him go out and be more spotlighted.
Yeah, so maybe the match could have been, again, Javon gets over with him with something, and then Cass is like, F you, and cuts him down, and then you give him a mini comeback, and then here's the big boot out of the comeback. He's come, and again, I didn't see the finish. My thought is, here comes a big boot off top rope. Boom, lay him out with that, and then
I'm trying to do so. There are a lot of leg slaps.
I can't.
A lot of leg slaps.
Can't stand. Someone's in when I'm at the PC, someone's in another ring and I hear the leg slap. I yell at him and I'm like, can you go in the corner and sit and think about that for a while?
I remember how we used to tease The Rock when he would come back and his side of his leg used to be so beat red. Go, you're kicking the shit out of yourself.
So
man.
I made a joke at the PC because I worked a lot with AJ Styles at the PC, and AJ can't stand it either. And I said, you know what the new thing is going to be? They're like, "Why?" I go, "It's not cauliflower ear. It's cauliflower thigh.
Yes. Cauliflower
thigh now from everyone slapping.
On your thigh, you're nothing.
You're permanent. That's why everyone wears pants now because they have to hide the slap, the red mark on your thing."
That's funny.
Yeah. So speaking of AJ Styles and working with him, Avery Styles, his son, got a lot of negative press. Now, Avery was at the PC a little bit when I was there.
Okay.
First time I met him, super great kid. Just signed with TNA, so congratulations to Avery. Did you see his promo?
I did.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
It was really good too.
I thought it was good.
He's making his own name for himself.
Well, yes and no. Listen, he's using AJ's.
Of course.
I'm just saying he's not making his own name for himself. If he's using, hold on, let me finish. He's using AJ's logo.
Okay.
The AS is AJ's logo, but instead of the P1, it was AS. But listen, I have no issue or no problem at all using his dad's name to get himself over and to get booked, because once he's in the ring, he can use his dad's name all day long. Yeah. But if you get in the ring and he sucks, doesn't matter.
You're going to destroy your dad's name.
Right. So I have no issue at all, but I like the story, I guess, of coming into TNA going, listen, TNA meant a lot to my dad. It's going to mean a lot to me. It means a lot to our family. And I want to start the same play my dad did, blah, blah, blah. And then Frankie Kazarian coming out and talking shit to him, I thought was good also. Yeah. Because it builds that whole backstory. Yeah. I have no issue with that at all. Avery was a great kid. And actually, because he got for those of you who are watching or listening who don't know, Avery got heat at a GCW show because he didn't help set up chairs or break the chairs down or something at the beginning or the end of the show. Yeah. And I'm going to say this, and I said this because I talked to AJ about this, and it was funny. As soon as I brought it up, he instantly got hot about it. And I said to him, I go, you know what the funniest part is? I go, 33 years of doing this, I've never, ever, ever set up a ring. I said, I've helped, like, I guess, carry boards out here and there, like help to break it down. But I said, I've never, ever, ever set up a ring. And I go, and it's not because I didn't have to. I go, it was because it's how I was brought in. The Monster Factory, the ring was there. It didn't move. And then when we'd go do Carluzzo shows, he had a crew to set up the ring.
Yeah.
And it was funny. AJ and I talked about it. AJ looked at him. He goes, what no one understands, he goes, is Avery drove 8 hours, slept in his car at a rest stop on the side of the road, and then drove. He goes, I'm sorry, but that's paying your dues as well.
Yeah.
And I go,
it's a different.
I go, well, the other part is this, AJ. I go, if it wasn't your son, the asshole that put it out there would have never put it out there.
Right.
They put it out there because it was your son.
Right.
I said, and that's one of the things that Avery's going to have to get used to and accept the fact that he's going to be compared. He's going to be held to a higher standard because of who his dad is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I know. He goes, these are conversations. Avery's only 19. He's younger than Ty.
Yeah,
he's younger than the girls. I mean, that's the crazy part. But he's got tons of potential.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, and so I don't think I'm talking out of school here, but I was talking to AJ about him, and AJ was like, yeah, he goes, when he said he wanted to get into it, he wanted to be a ref. Really? He goes, but the more he started training, where he was like, no, I want to wrestle. So I don't know if I just threw something out of school there or not, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is because
and I don't care about this part. AJ was hard as shit on him at the PC. He was keep up, let's go, keep up. No, you and AJ would like. There was a couple times I pulled Avery aside and I was like, let me tell you like this or that or whatever. And AJ was like, yeah, go ahead. He goes, and AJ looked at me, he goes, don't go easy on him. And AJ was fucking harsh on him.
I can imagine. I can only imagine what it would be like to be, following his footsteps.
Yeah.
For everything that AJ's done throughout his career. Yeah. That's
what I never realized about AJ? And I said this to him. I go, now I know why you have a phenomenal forearm. His forearms are like Popeyes. They're like this fucking big. They're huge. Okay. I think they're bigger than my biceps. His forearms are huge. I'm like, now I know why I use a forearm as a finisher because it's huge.
Because it's a shoot.
It's a giant forearm.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I guess, and then I'd listen to when I was driving and I was up there, Natty was on Busted Open with Dave LaGreca. Yeah. And she was talking because she went to that show.
Right.
Because that show was Avery working Marcus Mathers, who we worked.
Right.
And she's like, I just wanted to watch like both of them and all this other stuff. And that's how it started was Natty threw a tweet out there going, hey, these are great kids. Like, what a great match. Like, I was so happy to be able to see two, I know Avery and, I've worked with Marcus, blah, 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 blah. And that's where it all came from. That's where it started when that guy was like, oh, yeah, but he not paying his dues by doing this and doing that. And like
coming from the keyboard warrior.
Coming from the guy, I don't know if the guy runs GCW, but they had a ring crew.
Yeah.
So why would if you have a hired ring crew, why would someone who's hired to work there, unless asked? But the point of that is, this is where I was going with Natty. Natty said when like Avery or even Tatanka's kids go to the dungeon to work out, she makes it very clear, here are our rules. If you can follow these rules, you're welcome, because not everyone can go. You just can't go to the dungeon. You got to be invited. If you don't follow the rules, I'm going to tell you to get the fuck out.
Right.
And TJ's going to tell you to get the fuck out. She goes, because TJ takes it way more seriously than I do. She goes, and and she said, like, if you don't follow the rules, you get out. She goes, were they given any rules? Like where they said, hey, it's expected for you to do this.
So, and here's the thing. When I first started and I got booked on a show with Dennis would be like, hey, here's our show. It's in Woodbury, New Jersey, at the Armory. You're going to get $50, but I'm also going to need you there 3 hours earlier to help set up the ring. It was given to us. It was told beforehand what you're responsible for. Now, later on, it was, hey, here's $100. I need you to wrestle that night. Be there at the show starts at 6, be there at 5. Not setting up the ring at 5 o'clock.
Right.
So I was being paid to wrestle. When I first started, I was being paid to set up and wrestle. It was very, very, it was communicated.
Right.
And that's my whole thing. If you're paying a guy, and, I understand like promoters and stuff like that, pinching pennies, and I get it. but you're also the promoter. The whole word promoter means to promote your event, promote your wrestlers. Do that. That's what draws the money. So if you want somebody, Avery Styles and stuff like that, to set up the ring, hey, I need you there at 2:00. I need you to help set up the ring, and I'm going to give you $150.
Set the expectations up front.
Right up front. So there's no misunderstanding.
Set the expectations so there's no disappointment. We don't have all this. Right.
100%. And from what I heard later on, he did ask, hey, do you need me to do anything else? I did hear that he asked that, and somebody said no.
So from
kind of like the Oba story. We just let that out.
The bits and pieces that I've gotten, and speaking to AJ about it, Avery about it, hearing Natty's thing and a couple of the other guys talking about it, is Avery did nothing wrong.
I don't think so.
He was booked to wrestle.
Yeah.
He went to the wrestle. He was done. He left. The promoter never said to him, hey, can you help stay for a half hour and help me break down some of these chairs?
That's when I heard that he asked, because after the matches, hey, do you need me to do anything else?
Right. No, what I'm saying is, if he would have said yes and then he took off, that's different.
That's totally
Or if he would have said, hey, I need your help here. Because if he would have said, okay, so you heard Avery asked.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Fair enough. But even if he didn't ask and the promoter went over to him and said, hey, do you mind hanging for half hour? Avery would have stayed and done it.
Of course he
would. That's just his personality. Like, from what I met
anybody
at him,
would have. If somebody would say that to us now, I mean, we'd be like, okay.
we would break the chair down on the floor and kick it across the floor to someone else. But
we would bitch about it, but we would still do it.
Still do it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, am I getting pizza?
Can I get a drink?
Is there extra pizza? Is there Tito's around?
Right. With a splash of pineapple.
Yeah, so I don't think he did anything wrong. I think, and like I said to AJ, I said, if it wasn't your kid, it never would have came up.
Never,
ever would have came up.
Not even a second.
No.
Nope.
If it was douchebag from Nova Scotia who did it,
yeah,
we wouldn't know who douchebag from Nova Scotia is. Just like no one knows now. Jeff. All right, cool. So let's move on. So you brought up Oba. I don't know if you want to address that because you brought it up before.
A couple of weeks ago, I saw a video, and it was Oba going to an airport. He was taking a picture with an airport worker, and this is the only thing that the clip showed was him taking a picture with the airport worker, and then a little kid running over to him asking him for an autograph. The dad going, hey, that's Oba. Go over and say, excuse me, sir, can I have your autograph? And the Oba said no. Later on, which we just found out, which you told me about, is that guy is an autograph seeker. The kid had no idea who Oba was. And the dad sent the kid in because he knew
Oba wouldn't sign it for him.
Say no to a kid.
Right.
Oba saw the guy do it. So now I understand a little bit, but that's a little different. So that's not the clip that we showed. Same thing with Avery is you only hear half of the story, and everybody jumps on everything.
Well, they jump whatever because the keyboard warriors.
It's so ridiculous, and I apologize, Oba, for thinking that you wouldn't sign a little kid's autograph.
It's all clickbait.
Yeah,
drama. People see drama, they get in. Hold on, negative drama draws. It's like I say this about customers. I can get 100 great post on Google about me. I can get 100, but I get one negative thing. Everyone's going to focus on that one negative thing, not the 100 positive I have, the one negative. So that's the way the world is.
It's funny that you said that because, I recently moved from a house into an apartment. We downsized. So when I went on to research this apartment, I just looked for 1-star reviews. That's all I looked for the bad things. I read a couple good ones, but I focused more on the bad stuff. That's so funny that you said that because that's what people are trained to do now.
I saw this this meme the other day, and it said, if you have an issue, right, and you say, okay, so I have a problem. If you take every time in this situation problem and change it with opportunity, what happens? mindset.
Yeah.
Fortunate. It's a mindset. The meme ended up being a funny thing because it was like, okay, like I have this problem, and the guy looks at him, he goes, so I heard you have a drinking problem. He goes, no, I have a drinking opportunity. Like, turn it that way.
That's funny.
But if you take it, you really think about it, you take that one negative word, put a positive word in there, it changes everything. But nobody wants to focus on that positive stuff. They all want to focus on the negative stuff because it makes them feel better about their miserable fucking lives they have.
True.
That's how I look at it.
But we did go with that apartment complex that had the negative reviews and stuff like that.
Listen, everybody.
Yes.
So me and my copier world, I talk about Dex Imaging, who I work for. If you need a copier printer, let me know. We're fully nationwide. I can help anywhere. But
you're getting all the plugs in today.
I tell customers, potential customers, prospects, I tell everyone all the time, we're a great company, but we're not perfect.
Right.
And when we're not perfect, that's what my team's here for. That's what we do. We make it perfect. We fix it. So I'm sure like the apartment complex has negative reviews, probably has a bunch of great positive reviews.
Yep.
But those negative things, either A, people just wanted to be negative, or B, didn't give them time to fix it. Because there's sometimes with customers of mine, they'll start blasting me on stuff. And I'm like, okay, so you had a service issue. You didn't get anywhere with the service tech or the service manager. So what took you a month to get to me?
Right.
I've told you so many, but they don't focus on that because they'd rather bitch and complain, but have something to bitch and complain about than have something positive or come to me so I can fix it.
Right.
It's not, So, all right. So with all that being said, we brought up Oba. So you and I, before we came on, you mentioned Oba and Bron Breakker.
Yes.
On their match they're going to have. And you had said, you know,
a week from Sunday.
Right.
Saturday.
Sunday night. Yeah. Next Sunday. Sunday night's main event. I wanted to say Sunday Night Heat.
But I thought it was this Saturday.
Yeah. They changed it to Sunday this time. I don't know.
We'll
whatever it is. So Sunday night's main event, you got Bron Breakker versus Oba.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, I thought the promos were great.
I thought they were phenomenal.
I thought it was great.
I especially liked Bron and Paul Heyman.
That was good.
I liked it.
I think there'll be more of a twist to that. I think could be a setup.
You think?
Could be. I think it could be a setup because he used it. Well, he used it. Bron used it to get in Paul's face and then turn around and nailed Oba.
Right.
He used it as a distraction
for the punch.
Could be that. Just when you think you got Paul Heyman figured out, he makes a turn and you go, oh. So I think a lot of it could be, a lot of people think, oh, Oba's and then Cody last week dropped a Heyman line. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
Yeah, he basically said, hey, this isn't a, what's Paul's line? It's not a spoiler alert. It's a fact or something that Paul says, and Cody used it. So everyone's like, oh, but Paul Heyman's Cody's going with, he's going to become a Paul Heyman guy and
I would love
all
to
this
see
stuff.
Stable.
But I'm going to say negative on that Oba Bron thing for a second, because this was out there too, and I talked about it yesterday. Fucking hate this word, botch. The microphone cut out on Oba. And they're like, oh, Oba botched his segment because the microphone cut out.
Last word.
But what's it got? How's that Oba's fault? How did Oba botch the promo because something happened with the mic cut out?
And it was his final word. It was one
What
word.
if we're talking right now? I botched a podcast because the microphone's cut out. Troy Aikman's talking on Super Bowl and the microphone shuts off. Did he botch the Super Bowl? I can't stand it. But anyway, I digress.
I can't stand that either.
I can't stand it. But no, I thought it was excellent.
It's because he's not on the road enough.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the microphone got tired.
The microphone's not being used enough.
Cut out.
The guy in the truck isn't in the road enough. He doesn't know how to hit the button. He hit the button too early.
Yeah, God damn it.
But no, you brought up like who goes over.
Yeah.
Like how does Bron go over?
How do you write that story?
I think I have one name. Bronson Reed.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Bronson Reed
comes back. I would love to see Bronson Reed
because if Bronson comes back and causes Oba to lose, Now it feeds in even more.
Yeah.
And now does Bronson and Bron Breakker, their names are too similar, Bronson and Bron.
Yeah.
Do they take off? And then what happens to Austin Theory?
Yeah.
Does he just take off with Maxine?
Yeah.
Because, they have it set up where those tag belts are interchangeable.
Right. So you can put it on Bronson.
And then get rid of Austin.
Yeah.
But where does that go with Oba and... Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but I think. But then again, is it too predictable for Bronson Reed to come back?
Yeah,
in that spot, I don't know.
And the one thing that Bron Breakker said during their promo, and I went, "Ooh," he said, "You haven't earned nothing yet." Hold on a second. He beat.
Yeah, but if you. Yeah, he beat Brock Lesnar
twice.
Right. He retired him twice, technically. But if you spin it, Bron Breakker looks at him and says, I have a belt on my shoulder right now. I'm a former Intercontinental Champion. You still haven't earned it. You haven't won a title yet.
Yeah.
You've won no titles here on America. Yeah, you have that NXT thing. I don't know if
that King of the Ring crown.
Yeah, I don't know if Bron Breakker won NXT title or not when he was in NXT.
Yeah, I think he was heavyweight champ.
Okay. So you've never won anything on the main roster. So that's the spin there if they're going to spin it. Or he could have in the promo. But what I really liked about it is as he was going on and on and on, Bron was just sitting back like, no big deal. Go ahead, run your mouth. No big deal.
It was so good. It felt like it was a very good conversation. Like when Bron was talking about it and stuff like that, like he was talking, he wasn't screaming, he wasn't yelling, he was spitting out so much, and it was factual.
Right.
Some of the best promos, kids, are factual.
Real.
Yes.
Realism.
Yes.
Realism.
And the same thing with when Oba was giving it back.
Why are you so angry and orange?
And he said, and did you see what Bron did? He
looked at his face. He's like, am I that orange right now?
It would have been funny if you went, I don't know. Damn Tanner.
Just because you have a natural tan, Oba, it's not my fault.
And orange. I forgot he said that. That was so funny. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited to see where that actually goes. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's going to be that'll be a fun match to watch and see. Yeah, that's basically all I got. Did you see Zilla?
His package?
Well, here's what's funny about it. So the week I was at the PC is when he made his debut on NXT. And now he's worked his way into Fatal 4-Way match this Sunday on Heatwave for the belt.
Yeah.
Who goes into NXT and a week later gets a package on Raw?
At the end of the show, right before the main event. Yeah, I'm telling you, we told him when we saw him up in Canada, we told him he was next. Was good,
and he was very humble about it. He's like, no, humble. He's like, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, very humble. Very good guy, well deserved.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not ready for that.
So excited to see what they do with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about was the end of Raw with OTM, with my boys. So I shared this with you a little bit beforehand. Like I've worked with them. And I hate the way this sounds. Like I've worked with anyone that goes up to the main roster like that I did anything with. I feel like they're a part of me, I guess, if that makes sense. But because I'm not there all the time. Like I texted Carino about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, OTM, I popped when OTM came out. He's like, so did I. He goes, I'm so proud of them. And I'm like, and you ought to, because Steve primarily worked with the tag teams up there at the PC. So he worked with them a lot. I worked with them on a couple of live shows, helping them with some tag moves. And I'm hoping they keep pulling off because they do a great double flapjack. They taught them how to do that.
Okay.
And they could definitely throw people through low ceilings like we try to do. I worked on ring psychology. Like I told you, Lucian had a match on NXT when I was there. And like he asked me, he's like, hey, can you watch? And I was like, of course. And like I went over a couple things with him. But to see them come out and make an impact. And when I say an impact, it seems like everyone going up there now, coming up. People used to go up on the main from NXT to the main roster and kind of just linger.
Yeah.
But now they're bringing them up, and you have Javon and you have
Trick,
Ethan Page, Trick, who all got like
Trick is awesome.
Pushes. Trick got the push.
Yeah.
You got Fatal Influence.
Yep.
That, you know, obviously they're getting a huge push. You know, JC Jane just won the U.S. title, which is amazing. And then she's working, you know, still working, you know, Chelsea, and you know, they're all getting pushed to the top.
Yeah.
But to see them come out and get pushed right to the top with Royce and working, you know, the Usos and LA Knight and Solo.
I like Royce like this.
It's a badass look. It's just
I like it.
It's just, I loved, and I hope they keep the physicality up. I hope like they don't come back next week and put them in a match and have it be like a 50-50 match. Like, I just want to see them for the next, I'll say a couple of months, just destroy everybody. Just go, because they're big, they're bad, they have that look.
Yes.
And I almost went, they're big, they're bad, they body slammed their dad. You don't know. Hey, Mason Rook.
Okay.
I just totally switched gears.
So how close to the Shield do you think they are?
What do you mean?
Similar to the Shield.
Well, the Shield came out, I believe, as protection for Punk. I think that was the basis of why they came out at first back in the day. They were like security for Punk. Different. Because they were coming out, I believe, I could be wrong, I believe they came out as security for Punk. That was kind of their thing at first. But was
that ever talked about?
Again, I didn't really watch it back then. This is kind of just, I got this from the packages of Roman and Seth when they were doing their thing for SummerSlam. But this is different, I think, because there's already a story of why.
Yeah.
Royce is pissed at Solo. He's pissed at Jacob. He's pissed at the Usos because they all kind of threw him aside. He thought he was family when he's really not. Like, he thought he was part of it when he wasn't.
Yeah.
And
pissed at LA.
Yeah. So I think that's a different storyline than what I know of when the Shield came out.
I think people are just going to think about the Shield when they see those three.
Why?
Because they're all in black. They're all in black. There's three of them. Stuff like, I mean,
they have bandanas on their face, so it's different.
Yeah,
you know what I thought of more?
Gangsters?
No, not at all. You won't notice because you don't watch NXT. Is Dark State? Dark State. There was 4 of them.
Okay,
they came out in all black and they wore bandanas, and then eventually they went with masks with like these different faces on them, and they actually have a really cool T-shirt with all 4 of the masks on there. But that's what I thought of at first. I didn't think of the Shield. Obviously, I didn't think of the Gangsters.
Thought of, the people watching and stuff like that thought of.
I don't know, but I thought them banging everyone with the steel steps was pretty freaking awesome. And with LA Knight's head hanging out was brutal. Yeah.
Yes.
It looked brutal. So that's going to be fun to watch, see how that whole dynamic goes and what happens with, they keep carrying the Bloodline name without Roman even being there, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And the belt he's holding is the belt that was created because he wasn't there every week. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, cool. So it's basically all I had.
Yeah.
So coming up, if we're going to do upcoming stuff, this weekend we have JCW, the 29th and 30th.
World Championship Wrestling.
And the Saturday show is actually live on somewhere. I don't know where it is, where to watch it.
Put it out on Facebook.
But you can go to JCW, go to their Facebook page for it to see because it's listed right there. September 5th, we have to do a promo for this. So grand opening of Primo's Toys in the Grant Park Shopping Center in Winnipeg. So we'll be there for that to do the autograph signing, and then we're wrestling that night in Winnipeg on September 5th. September 18th here in South Florida, we have the UltraCon in West Palm Beach, and then we fly out
to
the next day to go Buffalo for Niagara Falls show.
Hope
I actually get to see the falls. I don't know if I've ever seen it live and in person. Yeah. And then we fly back Sunday the 20th, and we finish today at UltraCon.
Yes. Right at the South Florida Fairgrounds.
Our schedule's been
crazy.
It's been nuts.
And then it slows down a little bit.
Yeah, it slows down a little bit. Yeah.
Which will be...
it slows down as of now, so we'll see what happens.
I'm missing my Disney fix.
I'm missing my camp fix.
See?
I need to get to camp. I'm trying to fit camp in between all this stuff. Yeah, so that's all I got. ChazMosh.com to book us and get exclusive merch. LiveFortunate.com. Again, LiveFortunate.com. A lot of cool.
It's not lucky. It's a mindset.
It's right. Not lucky, fortunate. That's on a shirt. It actually says not lucky, fortunate. And it says fortunate, not lucky on the bottom. There's a couple different designs.
Wow.
Bunch of different designs on there with I actually made some from the woods. So
I actually went on there the other day and I looked at all that.
So
stuff.
one of them is
it's a cool site.
The group I ride with out at camp. How I met them was I sunk my side-by-side. And they happened to be riding by and they helped pull me out. So I actually took a picture. They videoed it and I cropped it and screenshotted it. But it's a picture of the guy pulling my side-by-side out of the water. And the saying around it is, I'm good at pulling out.
Who doesn't want to wear that shirt?
I'm good at pulling out. Then there's another one where my friend Ernie, I go camping with George out of Corbett. He was sitting in the middle of a puddle and it was raining, drinking a beer. It's just one of those things of.
And now it's a t-shirt.
Yeah. It's one of those. The thought is like, who cares? Do whatever you want. Like,
right.
And
not hurt nobody.
Right. And then there's another cool one of a guy standing there peeing and drinking a beer at the same time in the swamp.
Who was that guy?
It was just a made up thing. That wasn't
that was you.
No, I'm not taking a picture of somebody. No, there is a picture of me though. Because there's a saying I have, the painting I have out there. It says that every man dies, not every man really lives. Yep. So that's kind of the saying. And it's me. The picture is me out in the water. I was out on a hike and George took a picture of me from behind. So it's kind of like a silhouette of that, and just
it's actually really cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. So go Live Fortunate, check it out. Let me know what you think, and do whatever makes your heart happy. Just don't suck at it.